Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News. It's a chilly but beautiful day in the Lowcountry. I'm Betsy McDaniel, and here are today's headlines. The judge in the upcoming Murdaugh murder case is hauling the lawyers for both sides into a Florence courtroom Thursday to sort out differences that have come out in the public over the last couple of weeks. Particularly charges by Murdaugh's defense attorneys that Attorney General's office is withholding evidence, such as forensic and cell phone information, and a lie detector test they say that Murdaugh accomplice Curtis Smith took and failed when asked about the murders of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. If you were driving in Bluffton Tuesday afternoon, you might have seen a rather miraculous and definitely touching sight. Between 50 and 60 tow trucks formed a procession down Simmonsville Road, parking at Saul's funeral home for the service of one of their own. Tommy Burrows, the third owner of Tommy's Towing on May River Road, died over the weekend at the age of 53. His family had operated Tommy's Towing since the 70s. The father of 8 is described as one who lived life in the fast lane. There is likely some big news coming from the PGA Tour Wednesday, when the tour is expected to announce 4 more elevated events that will offer bigger prize money and will be attended by all of the golf's biggest names. And drumroll please, the Heritage is expected to be one of them in 2023, along with the Phoenix, Charlotte, and Hartford events. It'll mean RBC will have to write a bigger check to cover a $20 million purse, but we'll see many of the same players we'll see this week at the CJ Cup at Congaree in Ridgeland. Speaking of the CJ Cup, only 19 players here this week played at Congaree in June of 2021, but word has gotten around among the big names, including current RBC champ Jordan Spieth. Let's hear what he has to say about the course.
Well, one, there's no rough, and so it kind of has a little bit of that sand belt feel, with the packed kind of sandy areas everywhere. And then I love just these giant trees that shape the holes. They shape a lot of the tee shots. There's a mix of some easier holes with some really meaty hard holes, some bigger green surfaces with some really tiny tabletop type greens on par fives or short par fours, and so it's kind of it's kind of interesting because there's no each hole you're stepping on, you're expecting it to be somewhat similar to last, and there's something totally different, and I think that was kind of fun to see on the back nine.
The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's what happened last night in the Loco with Justin Jarrett.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by LocoSports.com. And it's time to celebrate some more state champions from the Loco. After winning its 7th SCISA state championship in 8 years, back in 2019, Hilton Head Prep's girls tennis team didn't get a chance to defend its crown in the pandemic-shortened 2020 campaign, and the Dolphins came up short in their bid for another title last season. The Dolphins got back to the top of the mountain Saturday in Sumter, beating Spartanburg Day 5-2 to win the SCISA 3A championship, adding to the Dolphins' girls golf title earlier this month. Hilton Head Prep knocked off Loco rival John Paul II in the semifinals. Hilton Head Prep and John Paul II also had state champs crowned in the pool Saturday at the SCISA State Swimming Championships, but it was Hilton Head Christian Academy who led the charge among Loco squads, as HHCA's boys finished second in the Class 3A team standings, with Jack Ussery leading the Eagles with an epic performance. Ussery won the 200 free and 100 breast with SCISA state record times and anchored Hilton Head Christian Academy's winning 200 and 400-yard freestyle relay teams, along with Levi Eidson, JP Reed, and Wells Sharp. Hilton Head Prep's Samantha Fenstermaker also won 2 events, taking gold in the 50 and 100 free, and Mark Lafayette brought home gold in the 500 free for the Dolphins, while JP2's Aubrey Parada won the girls 400 free. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Thanks, Justin. Now let's get a look at that weather with Maria.
Thanks, Betsy. All right, so taking a look ahead, it does look like the good weather is here to stay, and we are going to see an increase in temperature by the end of the week. Thursday, it's going to be sunny with Hilton Head having a high of 68, a low of 45. Bluffton's going to have a high of 69, a low of 42. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 69 and a low of 42. The sunrise for Thursday is going to be at 7:30 and sunset's going to be at 6:44. Taking a look at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 1:14 p.m. and high tide's going to be at 6:04 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week and into the weekend, Friday it's going to be great weather for football, sunny with highs in the 70s and lows in the 40s. Saturday it's going to be sunny with highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s. And come Sunday it's going to be the same thing, sunny with highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria, and we'll be back in just a moment with the latest edition of Lowcountry Good.